So the funny thing about Amazon is most product pages are failing to achieve their goal, which is convert as many shoppers as possible into buyers. What's more is that most people, brands, and Amazon experts tend to think that the more beautiful or bright and shiny or aesthetically pleasing the listing is, the better it will perform. And the more information that's on the page, the better it will perform. But in reality, this can actually decrease conversion rate. Why? This is because Amazon is a comparison shopping platform, and most people have really short attention spans and get distracted with tons of other products to click on. And so if your page is not communicating what it needs to in the first few seconds, they're gonna bounce. And I see this problem day in, day out on most listings that I evaluate. And so surprisingly, simpler listings convert better, because to convert at the highest rate possible on Amazon, your page needs to convert the USP clearly and quickly. And so today I'm going to show you why less is more and a few simple steps that you can use to maximize your conversion rate overnight. Also, I'm going to show you some good examples that you can emulate and some bad examples so you know what not to do. Also, I'm going to give you a template that you can just copy, which is going to save you a lot of time. Okay, first, to show why less is more, just take a look at these two pages for a second. Which one do you think performs better? Well, without saying too much, I think you get what I mean. The one on the left is cluttered, crowded, and messy with text. As someone visiting this page, I just don't know where to start. There's not a clear direction. While the one on the right is clean, has large headlines, plenty of spacing, and is easy to follow. In addition, number 2 has a comparison chart versus its competitors, which is actually my favorite part of this listing, but we'll get into comparison charts in a sec. So before we get into the few simple steps that you can use to maximize your conversion rate, let me show you a little diagram I created that shows how the shopper journey works. So first, a shopper visits your page. At this point, they need to be convinced. Your goal is to get them to stay on the page and check out the listing. That's why you need a big, bold header slogan to help them understand your USP as quickly and clearly as possible. Then the next thing that they'll look at is the social proof. The quickest thing that they'll notice is obviously the star rating and the number of reviews. And then they'll scroll down and read the top reviews. This is also why you should have a UGC/best reviews collage, which we'll talk about in a second. From there, they'll read the rest of your information on the page, and this is where your job is to seal the deal. This may mean that they're gonna watch your videos, they're gonna check out your comparison chart, they're gonna read your A+ modules, they're gonna read your FAQs, or read more reviews. All right, so now let's get into the simple steps that you can do to improve your conversion rate. So the most important thing when people get to your page is clarity. So step 1 is clarity. When people come to your page, they need to understand why your product is the best one out there for their needs. And they need to understand this in the first 10 seconds. I call this the 10-second rule. What this means is that your headline copy has to be extremely clear, very to the point, and also potentially addressing any of the most common questions, doubts, or concerns. I like this headline example right here. Check it out for a second. Can you tell why I like it? It's because their USP is front and center. 320 milligrams of caffeine. That's their USP. They just put that as the biggest first thing, and anyone will understand that instantly. Job well done. Now, if that USP is interesting to them, if they want extra caffeine in their pre-workout, then they're going to check out the rest of the listing and they can learn more. But the most important thing, front and center. So for step 1, you need to do this. Number 1, get clarity on your USP. USP is unique selling position, or some people call it a value position, or sometimes I call it a sales pitch. Number 2, make sure people understand your USP in the first 10 seconds. The easiest way to do this is just to have a large headline. This is on your A+ and in your gallery. Why is the USP important? Again, it's because Amazon is a comparison shopping platform. What I mean by comparison shopping platform is twofold. Firstly, The platform itself is built with comparison in mind. Amazon has all sort of features that lets shoppers see as easy as possible how you compare side by side, face to face with similar items. Amazon is literally putting you with all of your competitors in the octagon, and Amazon wants you to duke it out. And the beneficiary of this is the shopper. Amazon loves the shopper. It's all about helping them make their buying decision and helping them find the best product for them. And secondly, when I say comparison shopping platform, what I mean is this: people don't need to be sold on why they need your product because they just typed it in. They already know that they need vegan protein powder. But what they need to be sold on is why you are the best choice vegan protein powder compared to the other choices on Amazon. All right, so once your page now has clarity, meaning clear, concise copy that communicates your USP in the first 10 seconds, the next step you can do to improve your conversion rate has to do with social proof. As my diagram shows, the first thing that people check out is the social proof. And when it comes to Amazon, the two obvious things that they'll notice first is the star rating and the review count. And then they might read the top reviews. But you don't have to rely on just this in terms of social proof. In fact, you can do a lot better than that. And so I'm gonna reveal to you my 3 pro tips for increasing conversion rate using social proof. Number 1 is make a UGC/reviews compilation image/collage. And you're gonna put this in your gallery and your A+. Things to consider for this: highlight your most raving best reviews. Show any reviews that specifically mention how you're better than your competitors. Show before and after photos if possible, or genuine customer testimonials or success stories if you have them. Side note, what you really want to try to accumulate over the years is real, genuine customer testimonials/success stories. Now, for some products, this is more applicable than others, but what you really want to build is showing how your product actually gets people results and actually helps people, makes their lives better. And there's a million creative ways of how you can showcase those, but that's what I'm getting at. Put those front and center if you have them. And next, in terms of this social proof collage, use the sheer numbers technique. For example, join 10,000 plus happy customers. Here's an example: loved by 250,000 plus families. They also stuck their media mentions in there, which you should definitely do if you have them. Here's another example of a social collage. They're trying, but what they miss out on is they don't put the number of actual customers. For example, see why 10,000 plus customers. That works better. All right, tip number 2 for increasing conversion rate with social proof is similar to number 1, but you're going to make a compilation of testimonial videos. Edit it up, add it to your gallery, to your A+, premium A+, and to your video section. And tip number 3 is if you have media features, make sure that is front and center as well. So those are 3 quick tips which should definitely improve your conversion rate regarding social proof. Now, if you're wondering how do I improve my number of reviews and my star rating, you can watch my Getting Reviews video after this. On to the next step. So the next thing to fix is cognitive overload. Basically, if people can't figure out what to read first, if it's too overwhelming with information, people are gonna bounce. That's why the best performing pages keep it clean, simple, and easy to follow. So basically, step 3 is simplify your page. Remove any unnecessary images, infographics, copy, elements, and you'll likely see a better conversion rate. Before we move on to step 4, I thought I would take a look at some beautiful pages and give you my honest critiques. What I like about this listing is it's definitely minimal. They're just doing 3 bullet points, which is good. It's delicious, it helps focus, it gives energy. They're showing the ingredients here, and they have a reviews module. So they're trying to make a good listing here. They've made it simple and not too overcrowded. But let's talk about the reviews module. No one is going to read this. What they should do is they should take each listing and they should make it in headline format so it's easy to skim and get the gist of the review at a glance. The next most important thing that they're missing is a comparison chart. It's telling me all about their product, but it's not helping me understand why they're better than competitors. All right, this one, very edgy in terms of branding, cool branding, minimal, very beautiful. Okay, this is definition of very aesthetically pleasing, cool branding. But as someone who doesn't give a shit about your brand, just being honest, 99% of people don't know who you are and they don't care about your brand. They want to know, why is this the best choice energy drink for me? It's not showing me how you're different than competitors. It's just saying, hey, this is a feeling, we look cool. And for some brands, that's fine. For some brands, they're going after a feeling, and that can work for some shoppers. But for Amazon, what I'm getting at is it's not going to convert and convince most people. You need to convince them why you are the best one on the market. And this one is just saying, hey, we're cool. This one, what I like about it is big, bold headline on each module. Big Dwayne Energy, zero sugar, caffeine, electrolytes, B and C vitamins, great taste. I'm a fan of that. It's very unique and in your face. But why I wanted to show this one is the theme is simplicity. Simplicity over a bunch of fancy photos and infographics. It's straight to the point and clear what's in it and what it is, aka the main features. It's got zero energy, it's got caffeine, it's got electrolytes, B and C vitamins, and it tastes great. That's the sales pitch. But again, what they're missing out on is a comparison chart. That's what I would like to see as a shopper. How do you stack up against the other similar products? All right, Gorilla Mind Energy. They're telling me that Gorilla Mind Energy is the perfect synergy of taste and efficacy. This formula was designed to push, people aren't gonna read that. Hits harder than any drink on the market. That's where the sauce is. You can see why I like this, because the average normie gets this. Hits harder than any drink. So the average person is going to know it hits harder than any drink on the market. Now the customer, someone who is a bodybuilder type person, someone who is their target customer, they're speaking to that person. They use their language, hits harder, and they just plain old said, this product is better than anything else on the market. Simple as that. That's all you need to say sometimes, okay? Because people are going to understand that. Now, what they miss out on is they should have a module right beneath this that says, want to know why it hits harder than any drink on the market? Read below to learn why. And then it can just be a wall of text that explains why in a paragraph, going into detail. And people are going to read that because the headline said, read this paragraph to learn why if you want to know why, the details. And then you're sucked in. You got them sucked into reading this paragraph. That's what you want. As I'm reading this, I don't know what's their rationale for why it hits harder. I'm guessing it has to do with the caffeine and the alpha GPC, but it didn't really finish the job right here. And so the problem is, and this is the problem with so many listings, they're leaving it up to the shopper to figure it out and to connect the dots and to really get the full pitch. Rise, nitro brew, cold brew coffee. I like the big bold headlines. I like it. Why we brew with nitrogen 1, 2, 3. I like that there's only 3 bullet points. I like that they have the media features here. What they don't have is a social proof module, and they don't have a comparison chart. But they're trying. In terms of videos, big missed opportunity. The first video that's playing is just someone that's holding the can. I don't give a shit. What they should have is a video that's actually selling me on the product, following all the principles that I'm talking about. But videos is a whole separate video. But to learn my strategy on the best converting videos, you'll have to check out my separate video on that. All right, so far, you have gotten clear, you have improved social proof, and you have reduced cognitive overload. Now, as I always say, marketing is about test, keep what's best. So if you want to maximize your conversion rate and maximize every single dollar of ad spend, you're gonna need to A/B test your pages. And the best and easiest way to do this is duplicate your A+ content and test out a different angle on version B. This might mean just a different headline module, or you can switch up all the modules so your whole entire A+ is a different theme, look and feel, angle. And so just do this. Run a 4-week A/B experiment in Seller Central and keep the best version. But on the quest to maximize conversion rate, that's just the start. Anyone that's in marketing or web design knows that it takes many iterations of A/B testing to finally find the combination of elements that truly makes the most money. So ideally, your team is continuously swapping out modules, photos, copy, and or concepts every 4 weeks, A/B testing them and stacking up the best pieces. And if you're thinking right now, gosh darn Riley, that sounds like a lot of work. Well, let me flip the perspective real quick. We are very lucky to have something right now, which is Amazon's A/B experiments tool in Seller Central. This is something that is pretty recent, and so it's actually easier than ever to split test our listings and find out really what makes the most money. The reason why Amazon came out with this tool in the first place is because they know in order for everyone to make the most money, it takes constant split testing. This is just basic marketing stuff. Okay, so you know that you need to A/B test to maximize conversion rate. On to the next step, which is know who your page viewers are. You see, the cool thing about Amazon is we can look at the keyword data and easily see which keywords are converting the best. And so I want to tell you about a little trick that I call the data-based copy optimization method, aka the lean-in method. To explain this strategy, I will tell you a story of how we came up with this. So we launched a client's product. It was a gut health supplement, and we noticed after a few months that the most converting keyword was IBS supplement, like by far. And so I was reading the page and I was like, you know what? This page is not really talking about IBS at all. And so I was thinking, that kind of doesn't make sense. I think we're leaving money on the table here. While this product has tons of ingredients, and yes, it fixes IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, and it really helps your gut, and there's tons of side benefits and all these unique ingredients and blends and all that. What's actually happening is people just want the best IBS supplement. They don't really care about all the side whistles and all the bells and whistles and all the ingredients. That's when I realized we need to focus the messaging on the people that are actually on our page. And these are people that just typed in IBS supplement. So that's what they care about, finding an IBS supplement. And so this is when I made the decision to, hey, we are going to redo the entire listing and we are going to speak specifically to that person who just typed in IBS supplement. And so basically what that means is refresh the page and make the headlines say basically, hey, we are the best IBS supplement. Want to know why we're the best IBS solution on the market? Here's why. Read below. Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. 3 big bullet points, more information below, large paragraph going into detail. If they're going to read that, then they fully understand it. We can keep it simple. And so that should be the clear message in the first 10 seconds. Everything else can still be on there, but should be secondary. And so right now we're currently running the A/B test for this product. If you would like to see the results, subscribe to the channel. I'll make a video on this later, and or get on my email list and I'll share the video when it's ready. And so keeping this database copy optimization method in mind, here's a game plan that you can follow. So step 1 is launch your page, make it the best you can. But before running the A/B experiment, you can wait 3 months or so until you have enough keyword data coming in where you know clearly what are the best converting keywords. Thus, you know clearly who your most common buyer is. And then you can refresh the page and update the copy, leaning in to that biggest, most common keyword that people are coming to your page with. On to the next and final step, and this video would not be complete without it because it is potentially my favorite and most important one, which is a comparison chart. A comparison chart is to help a shopper make their buying decision. If you don't have one, then you're leaving it up to the shopper to read your listing, read the competitor's listing, and kind of figure it out why you're exactly different and better than your comparison. Without a comparison chart, you're leaving it up to the shopper to bounce back and forth between listings and try to figure out the puzzle themselves why you're unique and better. And you can help them out with that by showing them directly how you stack up to your competitors. And so I recommend doing this. Have a comparison chart that shows you versus your top 1 to 5 direct competitors that are on Amazon. What many pages do is show an image of your competitors' products that are blurred out so that no copyrighted logos or material are used, but the shopper can still understand which competitor it is. If you don't know where to start in terms of comparison charts, I got you. My team has whipped up a bunch of comparison chart templates which you can use, which will save you a bunch of time, and you'll find a link to that below. Also, I am building out a full library of premium A+ templates, storefront templates, and gallery images templates following all my best practices. And this library will not be free, but it will be for a really reasonable price for you DIYers who want to just follow my guidelines and templates and do it yourself. All right, so to recap, the goal of an Amazon page is to convince as many shoppers as possible to buy. And to do that, you need to focus on clarity without overwhelming people. Keep the design simple. Less is more. Big, bold headlines. Focus on just 3 key selling points. Have a concise sales pitch, and make sure you have a comparison chart that makes it easy for folks to understand how you stack up and why you're superior to your direct competitors. But this is just the beginning of learning about good Amazon conversion. Next, you're going to need to learn the specifics of each aspect of the page, from the gallery to the A+, to the videos, to the title, to the main image. And so click this video right here to keep learning about Amazon conversion. And by the way, if you would potentially like to have my creative agency optimize your page, hit the link below and open that up in a new tab so you can come back to it. And then come right back here, click that video, and keep learning about Amazon conversion. I'll see you here in this video.